And am I announcer too? Is that the correct channel for me?
John Scott? John Scott? John Scott?
John? John? Looks like somebody's talking to them out there. Can you see the main court, Mark? Okay. John, can you grab like Heather or somebody? They've got the wrong players warming up on the streaming court.
Do we know which channels we need to be, Mark?
I assume 1 and 2.
So are you on 1?
I can go 1, you can go 2, that's fine.
Perfect. Of course, it's Mark the voice official.
Yes, I can hear you. John, I can hear you. I can hear you, John. And I'm in the back. I'm not clicked on the green at all.
I cannot hear John on Unity.
You're in the match?
I also can't hear John.
Right, so I'm not going to click myself on the top 1 or 2 announcer. And Mark and Mark.
Yes.
Doing this. Mark, can you hear me?
I can hear you here, I can't hear you here.
Same.
Okay. Mark Innes, can you hear?
Also on Zoom, not on the...
Your camera on on so we can see you?
Oh, sure.
Just leave it on, yeah, because we do a lot of hand signals and.
I see you on either way.
Yes.
I'm hearing nothing through Unity right now.
Are you going to go with the opening bump? Are we going from the top?
Can't hear anything, Jerry.
Well, we didn't do it the first match, so that would be good.
I don't hear the microphone, I hear the chord noise. I don't hear you through Unity. You just understand me.
Mark, when do you want to go?
Did you hear what I just said?
No. What?
I am not hearing nothing through my headsets. Neither Mark nor I can hear anything through the headsets.
Okay. John Scott, neither Marks can hear anything through their headset. Markiness, can you talk?
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
I heard Mark Innes there.
Do you want? I obviously not pressing the yellow button that says press to talk, right? I shouldn't be doing that.
What'd you say?
I shouldn't be pushing the yellow button on Unity to make it red.
Yes, you should be.
But doesn't that go live to everyone?
Yeah, they're waiting for you to, they can't hear you unless you do that.
Testing.
Click red,
Okay, it's red.
and you should click 2.
I can hear Mark Fischel.
And everybody can hear us except you can't hear it. You can't hear each other. Is that right?
No, I can hear Mark now.
Okay, so for everybody listening, having a little technical difficulty trying to get on. We're getting text that you can hear us.
So Jerry, I'm only hearing you through Zoom now. I'm only hearing you through Zoom now. I got my Unity's off, but I'm only hearing you through Zoom. I couldn't hear you on Unity.
Okay. I'm Laurie Boney Kemper. You all call all the line calls. If you want backup on it, ask me. But I won't give it without request. I will call foot faults and I will call net touching or faults. Okay? Any questions of me? Okay. If you guys want to practice, you're going to practice serves? Okay. Sure. Sure.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the next stop on APTA's Grand Prix Tour. We are in Cincinnati, Ohio at the Midwesterns, presented by the APTA national sponsors Viking, Fusion, Upswing Health, and My Paddle, and our local sponsor, Roto-Rooter. We are live at the Hyde Park Golf and Country Club on the APTA network, printed by eNet Live. I am Mark Innes, and I am alongside Mark, the voice official. We are bringing you the women's quarterfinal match between Denise Murphy and Alice Tanaru. They are taking on the number 1 seeds, Annika Cooper and Myrta Mollenfeld. Mark Fischel, what can you tell me about the players?
Well, good morning, Mark. It looks like a beautiful day in Cincinnati, which wasn't a couple hours ago when it was pouring rain.
Didn't start
Taking a
that
look at
way.
our screen up at the top left-hand corner is Myrta Mollenveld. Myrta's from Poffertjes, the Netherlands. And her partner is in the, I think, the lower left-hand corner now, Annika Cooper. Trying to keep track of the players. Actually, it's Annika up at the top left-hand corner and Myrta in the lower left-hand corner. And they'll be playing against Denise Murphy. Denise is in the top right in black. Denise got a real good serve and a very solid player. And her partner, one of the top up-and-comers in the game, Alice Tunaru out of the Columbus area. So it should be a fun match. Earl won the Indianapolis Grand Prix with Allison Morgan. Last time we saw Cooper and Molenveld, they played really well in Long Island, lost a tough straight setter to Hanish and Zabori, and they are definitely one of the threats to win nationals. So I think this is going to be a good test for them and a fun match for our viewers to see.
Absolutely. I've heard some great things about Tanaru's play. I heard she's a real talent, real force to be reckoned with. So I'm excited for this match. It's early on in the tournament. It's going to be a great one.
Yeah, we have a lot of college tennis players out there. Annika Cooper played at UCLA, Denise Murphy, Penn State, Myrta Mollenveld, Auburn, and Alice Tunaru, Alabama. In fact,
a little rivalry.
Discovered last year at Nationals that when Auburn played Alabama, they didn't play against each other, but they were on adjacent courts.
I like it, a little rivalry.
Yeah, they clearly don't like each other. Auburn and Alabama, they're not very friendly, those two schools.
Absolutely. Now we're going to be in for some exciting paddle today.
Yeah, Alice really made her big breakthrough in Indy. She's played with Amy
We are
Heil for
getting
years,
ready
made the
to start
16s
the
and nationals a
match
couple of times.
between,
But she really has just kind of taken her tennis game and moved it over to the paddle court with obviously some adjustments to her overhead. She drives the ball off of both wings and is really an explosive player.
Were either of the teams pushed in their first rounds?
No, I don't think either team had a tough first round match, so expect them to be fresh. And winning easy is going to be a real last day like today where you're playing a lot of paddle.
Have they done the toss yet, Mark?
I don't know, Mark. This is Lori Bonekemper, our umpire. She's very good. I remember her from Midwesterns last year.
When you win the toss, what do you generally elect to do? Mark,
Always
the voice
receive,
official?
Mark. But that's because my serve is terrible. So it might be that if
Okay.
you could serve like yours, you might decide to serve.
I actually like to receive as well. I generally like to receive as well. I think it's just a preference thing, right? All right, we're going to be getting underway, yeah.
Okay, here we go. This is Denise Murphy to serve to Myrta Molenveld. And both Molenveld and Cooper prefer their backhands. Both very aggressive backhands.
15, love.
They both can drive from both wings, correct?
Yes, but their backhands are definitely the stronger shots. And Cooper's exceptionally good at finding that right hip down the line. Oh, what a volley from Molenveld. Catches the nick
30,
there.
love.
This is going to be an explosive match. I can already tell. What a second point.
Murphy's got a real
15.
reliable serve, that fault notwithstanding.
Yeah, just early on in the game. Getting into the zone.
And there's
Wow.
that big Cooper backhand. She just
Wow.
hits that ball
30
so
all.
purely, doesn't she?
That's very tough to do, hit forehand and get on the return of serve. That's impressive.
Cooper's always
40,
coming forward,
30.
as you saw there. She misses that one, but she's just got some just tremendous athletes out there.
She'll get dialed in, one or two little adjustments. She'll be fine there.
Molenveld actually had to choose between tennis and professional surfing as a career.
Oh, really?
And you can see from her balance what an exceptional surfer she'd be. $40-30 here. This is game point. Really important for Murphy and Tanaru to get off to a good start. When you're the underdog, there's that hurdle you have to get over those first few games to make that make that team think that you can beat them.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Absolutely. If you're playing a team that you're meant to lose to in theory, if you get off to a slow start and they get confidence, it's going to be very hard to come back. So important, as you said, to start off solid, make them beat you, play your shots, and then, you know, once there's a little bit of pressure on them, now that it's easier for them to make even more errors. When a number one seed or a tough team like that is playing without pressure, it's a scary thing.
Yep. Those first few games, if they just start rolling you, you're in big trouble. You've got to stand up. You've got to make that first volley. You've got to start getting them to grind a little bit, put pressure on them. Okay, this is Annika Cooper to serve. And she's got a much improved serve this year.
In terms of consistency?
Yeah, she's just swinging at it with a lot more confidence and belief. She misses that one, but
Love
last year she
Early
tended
on.
to throw fault in some bunches. And this year at Long Island and Darien, she served much better.
Any notable changes you know of?
I think she's got more confidence and really swinging at it. I mean, in fairness, last year she suffered some elbow issues and actually missed the first half of the season didn't play. Our first tournament was Midwesterns. Oh, and there's some of Tenaro's skill right there. Blitzing the backhand. Yeah, Tenaro looks very sharp early, Mark.
Love 30. Love 40.
Wow, this is a dream start for Ufi Tenaro.
Good serve. Smart choice to try go down the
540.
line when you're jammed like that.
You can see a lot of lobbing from Murphy. In some sense, there's going to be a classic paddle team where Murphy trying to set up Tenaro.
30, 40.
She's a little
Murphy
more of
doesn't
the
have a lot of
setup player.
weapons. This is a big point early for Murphy Tenaro. It looked like Cooper was unsure whether that ball was good or not. And it's
They played it as in, correct?
yeah, game Murphy Tenaro. They're up 2-love.
Game
There we
Murphy
go.
Turnock, game score 2-love.
This is a very big game to play just a solid points on. And you've got the break, you can't just give it right back. You really need to play some solid paddle here and not, drift off in your head thinking that you've already won anything.
Now, Mark, when you played with a new partner for the first time, what challenges did you see?
I think the communication style, you're trying to figure out, what's helpful. Is it helpful
Love
to
30.
give them little tips? Is it helpful to just let them find their groove? Those sort of things. And then everyone sees the court a bit different. So sometimes you really need to get used to who's taking which overheads, who, one
Love
partner
40.
can probably poach a little more and this next one doesn't. So all to get used to.
And more of an issue in the net or in the backcourt?
I would say it's probably more at the net where you could lose. At the backcourt, you might miss a couple opportunities, but it's probably not going to lose the points because of miscommunication at
Game
the
Cooper
backcourt often.
Molenveld.
And then there's the game that you talked about they didn't want to play, or it's that 4-point, boom, boom,
Game
boom. They lost
score
every
is
single point on return of
2-1.
serve there.
Yep, tough place to be. When you got a great
Murphy,
start off with
Tenaro.
a fault, obviously not something you want, but this is paddle. This is where you can, keep that momentum going. They're obviously, the more they start to win, the more they're going to feel like they actually belong there.
And it'll be interesting to see the next time Tenaro serves, whether they kind of adjust their patterns to play a little Australian, do a little poaching, stay back. You just can't afford to lose points the way they lost those.
And that's a great point. When you haven't played a team, they should win points against you. Right? If they're a good team, they will do things, beat you, and you have to find a way to adjust. So it's not, to panic. It's just to say, this is how they beat us. This is
Love
what we can
one.
do definitely next game. Make those adjustments.
Love 15. Oh,
Wow.
just misses
Was
that
that in?
one. Big forehand.
15 all.
I like that move though.
Molenveld's got that serve
30,
down.
15.
Best
He's been
leg court
Practicing
serve in the country, Mark.
precision.
Precision. Well, sometimes it's precise.
She went for the
30
leg court
all.
again.
Thirty, 40.
Wow, great spot.
Well, you see some of that explosiveness there from Tenaro. That
Game,
ball just
Murphy,
jumps off the
turn
paddle,
around.
doesn't it?
Absolutely.
3-1.
And nothing strategically
Murphy,
wrong in that
Tenaro.
game. As you said, it's going to be tough to win games. So it's just being mentally tough there.
We've had one hold in 4 games.
I like how Murphy lets that ball drop a little lower on that overhead.
And you can see early on that Murphy Tenaro
Love,
really
or
avoiding the Cooper backhand.
15 love.
And here they go into the I formation against Cooper. And that's a good smart paddle. They gave up the net, but they didn't give up the point. And you have a big Tenaro
30
forehand.
love.
And that's to your point exactly. You gave up the net, but you can still win from the baseline. It's not a do or die situation anymore.
Yeah, it's not about ego. Too many people think, oh, I can serve to this guy. I can make this return. I can make this first volley. Well, no, you can't.
Absolutely. That returner generally has the advantage.
Yeah, I think that one missed. I play a lot of paddle with Matt Garavaglia, and he always talks to his students, and he says that I miss fewer first
30,
volleys than anybody in the
15.
country, and that's because I never come to net behind my serve. That's partially because my serve is so bad. But
Shout out to Matty Ice in Long
Yeah.
Island.
the point is you're staying in the points.
Absolutely.
And I love the adjustment here from Murphy and Tenaro. She misses that volley. This big
Something
game.
I'd like to
Reagan
see
over
there
set.
when they're playing that I formation. I would want to see them, I know generally the right serve down T, but when someone's got a backhand cross court, you want to make them hit that backhand down the line.
30, 40.
And I wouldn't mind serving out wide side for me. It's a very unnatural shot this backhand down the line. The forehand is just way more natural.
Yeah, right now, the team in the backcourt is winning every point. They had a hold in the first game.
Cooper,
And other
Molenvall.
than that, the backcourt team's winning all the points. They had the 30-love lead there,
Yeah.
and then just lost 4 points in a row.
The score is, set score is 3,
Got Michael
2,
trying to track
Murphy,
who
Tenaro.
or not break. A lot of breaking.
Yeah. 4
So
breaks in 5 games.
Murphy held serve the first game. That was it.
Yep.
Where did you say Murphy played tennis, Mark?
Penn State.
Some high caliber rackets players on this court, right? Yeah.
Tenaro looking for that backhand up the line.
15 love.
Another good return there.
Yeah, see, if I'm Cooper Molenveld, I'm going to be a little more judicious in my serving to Tenaro right now.
Yeah, Cooper's so great at that transition.
It's a great move, and she misses the volley. Love the little dink shot from Tenaro.
All players are moving forward very well.
30,
They're doing it at the right
15.
times. There's just no one's quite executed that blitz yet, but it's definitely the right moves.
30-15. Oh. It's smart
There's
play
that
from
transition.
Tenaro
She's
bailing
so
there.
good at it.
That's a little deep in the
40,
court to drive that
15.
one.
That could be a great game plan. Actually, just try bait Murphy into going for those forehands. Right? It doesn't look like it's a comfortable shot. You can put those sort of 3/4 soft, deep overheads in there. Just let her go for it.
Yeah, that's a great comment because I think there's a common
Game,
misnomer
Cooper,
amongst a lot of league players that when you're hitting your overhead, you're trying to
Set
keep your
score
opponents from
is
driving, and that's not the
3-all.
case at all. You want them driving the ball. You just want them driving the ball on your terms, not on theirs. From dangerous spots
Absolutely,
in the
you
court
want
with their
them
weaker
taking
shot.
the risk, for sure. You couldn't be more right.
I feel like Murphy Tannaro really let some games get away here.
There's that lower overhead.
And again, Cooper's so good with that shot. She really hurt Macy Elliott with it at Nationals.
Love 15.
In our other quarterfinals, Caravaggio and Prop won the first set 6-3, and they are 2-1 up in the second.
Cooper's really hurting with her forehand right now.
She's getting dialed in.
See Tannaro very active with her feet. Misses that one.
Love 30.
Yeah, this set is kind of going down the tubes fast.
I like how they started, and when you get that great start, then you also don't have to push it quite as much, right? You play attacking, but when you get that great start, then also put the emphasis on the other team to make a couple errors, because now the pressure's on them. They're the #1 seeds. They're down. Can they pull it out, right? Don't just give them careless errors. That's a good eye.
15-30.
Good solid volley there from Tannaro.
Great movement.
30-all.
This would be a big hold. Tannaro can work a way out of this one. There's that big backhand from Molenveld. Those are the points they
30-40.
just got to find a way not to lose.
Yes. Can they get into the point?
And that fault is a result of all the pressure Cooper's return has been putting on them.
Game, Cooper, Moldenwald. The set score is 4-3, Cooper, Moldenwald.
All
Here
right,
from Molenveld to serve.
seventh game. The big seventh game.
Yeah, you South Africans count differently than us Americans. I got 8.
Southern Hemisphere things.
Must be.
15 love.
That South African schooling system. Also smart. Wow,
30
great
love.
composure.
There you see some of that athleticism from Molenveld. Looked like she was in trouble in the middle of that point, but she won that exchange.
Yeah, she did such a great job of letting the hard return go. She ended up attacking them off of it and just take away the net. Super.
That's a
40
ball she's got
love.
to either hit hard at them or lob. You can't try that little soft dump dink there.
Absolutely. Got to make them pay there or give it up.
40 love. Smart lob there from Tenaro. Short in the court. Nowhere to hit that ball.
Ooh. Tough volley. Oh, that's great court awareness. Very tough game there by Mullenfeld and Cooper.
Yeah, they've really put the pedal down, haven't they?
And Mullenfeld in that
Game,
previous game, she
Cooper.
served, I think, three faults, and
Mullenwald.
there she was just solid. That's great mental toughness.
Game score is 5-3.
Possible she forgot she served
Cooper,
3 faults the
Mullenwald.
previous game, Mark. So I'm not quite
Yeah,
ready to
tough
give her the
stuff.
mental toughness
So that-
award, but
In our other quarterfinal, that Caravaggio and Prop are up. They are playing against Schroeder and Zinsko. I'm sure I'm butchering those names, but that is my best shot at them.
I think that's a Chicago team. And this is where the match turned earlier.
5
3-1,
love.
30 love. They've lost 4 consecutive games. Good eye there from Denise Murphy to let that ball go.
You can see Mullenfeld starting a little bit in the court, putting a little bit of pressure.
Great lob from Molenveld.
That's one of
30
those,
love.
that was
Oh,
we
I'm
spoke
sorry,
last
5
time,
all.
we commentated together, those momentum killing errors. A lob
Yep.
wide, didn't need to be that good. Tough place to be.
Throws in a great serve, and that's a makeable volley.
5-30.
That's a ball you got to put back in the court. 2 points from the set, 15-30. Again, Cooper down the line. Such good, smart overheads from Cooper. There you see a jump right in the net when she knew the drive was coming.
She knew she
Got Murphy stuck in the corner, and she just kind of pinned her back there. Just kept
540.
pounding the ball in there.
Long Island, I saw she did such a great job of hurting people with her volleys. She's really great at recognizing when people are going to drive, and if it's not a great drive, she'll make you pay for it.
Double set point, 15-40. Look how short in the court Cooper is. Oh, great hands.
Recovery. Mullenfeld took a risk, but they got out of it.
And she beats them with the forehand again. She must have hit 6 or 7 forehands that set
Game.
down the line. They're out of
set,
position.
Cooper, Mullenwald.
She's
Involved.
definitely
First set.
come.
6-3
She's playing
is the
awesome
final
and very
set
loose.
score.
Sure, other
Uh-oh.
companies make platform tennis balls. Viking makes the #1 ball in the game. The player's clear choice, the Viking ball. Extra duty, advanced flocking processes, promotes proven longer wear, and provides the perfect texture for maximum ball spin and control. High-end proprietary rubber compound allows for the softest feel and most consistent bounce. The official ball of the National Championships, and of course the official ball of the APTA Grand Prix Series. Okay, Mark, what do they need to do to turn this thing around?
I think it's just those little couple careless errors, and they definitely need to keep it away from Cooper
5
right now.
love.
She's playing loose, she's playing explosive. I think they're going to have to make Mullenfeld beat them a little bit more, and if they can buckle down on some of those errors, then they're going to be okay.
30 love. $35.
30-15. There you see that new improved Cooper serve. And there's some of what you talked about earlier, Mark, the lack of communication with the new team. Either one could have played that ball, neither one did.
And the tough thing is when you're playing such a good team as Cooper and Molenfeld, you don't have much room for error. So those little things do make a difference.
Those momentum-killing shots that you referred to earlier. Just can't give away points in this game. Not at this level.
Game, Cooper, Molenwald. Set score is 1.
Definitely
love,
a little spark
Cooper,
to get them back into it. To not such a explosive and great player, she just needs to have a few less errors and find her offense, and we'll have an interesting match on our hands. Cooper and Molenfeld are looking very though.
Looks like Gio and Williamson won the first set of Omuller-Bodman, 6-1. At least that's what Jerry Viant reports from Cincinnati.
There you go.
I think this is almost a must-hold for Denise Murphy. Oh, what a volley from Tenaro.
Love 5.
I think they have to find a way to just keep that ball away from Cooper right now. Easier said than done because she's moving so well, but wow, she's explosive right now.
You go in the I formation, give up the net. I think that's a smart play.
Sure. At least they're getting into the points. I like that.
Love 30.
See, that's a bit forced for me.
Yeah, if the ball goes over the net, they're just going to volley it back. That's not going to win the point.
So it's not worth the risk.
$5.30.
Sometimes it's hard against these great teams to, to feel like you can find anything. Sometimes you just take a frustrate. That's what they do. They frustrate you to death because you just, your best shot, they're getting back and hurting you with them. Wow. Cooper is moving so
with
well.
The forehand. She's just completely taken over the match.
Oh my goodness.
Dominating in the backcourt, dominating at the net.
That's it. Keep it away from her. At least to ice her out a little bit.
That overhead just killed them. There was no reason that overhead had to go to Cooper's forehand. They could have easily taken that cross court to Molenveld.
Game.
The first one was okay because it has Tenaro had no angle to get back to Molenveld, but the second one, Murphy could have easily hit it across court.
Set score.
I agree, and when you
1-all.
are doing, when you really are trying to ice one player and keep it at Molenfeld, it's fine to go every now and then back to Cooper just to keep her honest, but you have to switch that ball back. You can't play around with her when she's finding her offense the way she is.
Right, and that one to keep her honest has got to be a ball that's hard off the side wire that's going to keep her pinned deep in the court, not a soft ball up the middle to her forehand, which has been tearing you up.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Seems to be some confusion in the score. Molenveld to serve. You ever play a game, Mark, with so many swings and momentum and it happens so fast?
Say that again, Mark?
Do you ever play another game with so many swings and momentum that happens so quickly?
Yeah, never.
I mean, Murphy and Tenaro come out hot. They're up 3-1, 30 love, and they've won like 6 points in the last 7+ games. Just getting not even like these are long deuce-ad games.
And that is where you really do have to play the momentum. When it's going your way, let it. But if it's not, then you have to play a little slower.
This is a good solid point they're playing here. Big forehand, Tenaro.
Smart again. Doesn't risk volley it, just gives up the net.
A great blitz from Molenveld, but that's
Wow.
where Tenaro's got to get some help from her partner.
That's sneaky. Great move by Mullenfeld.
30 love.
And
Just-
there you saw some of the athleticism that made her such a great surfer.
Mullenfeld was the surfer?
That's what she told me. I'm not sure
Oh,
I really believe it,
beautiful.
honestly, but
I didn't know that. That's great.
no, that's a ball that Denise Murphy has got to warn her partner that Molenveld is blitzing. It's possible she missed the 6'2" red-haired woman charging to the net with the green hat, but it seems unlikely to me. Great forehand volley from Cooper.
I would love to see Cooper and Mullenfeld, when they're hitting these great overheads, to take a step back. If they have to keep working so hard to always try on good lobs, it's just hard to sustain over a long tournament. Especially, you know, if you get to a nationals where you're playing so many tough teams. You hit that
40
good
love.
overhead, step back, then you don't have to work so hard. You know they're
The
not
reason
going to
being,
drive
you know
it.
they're lobbing again.
Yeah, you know they're not going to be able to drive it when you're hitting a very good overhead. Oh, there's that one
There's
you
that
don't like.
backhand chip.
So we're
Yeah, it's
3
not worth the
over.
risk taking that chip, right? They're going to volley it right back at you. So why do it?
And to
Lob
your
it
earlier
up, go back.
And to your earlier point, Mark, when they're going well, that's when you have to slow the game down. That's when you have to play super conservatively, be patient. Make him hit 12, 15, 20 overheads. That's not a shot that's going to win a lot of points, and that's where she's got to lob the ball up in the air, come back, try and change the momentum. The worse things are going, the slower you have to play.
Yeah, and those are the changes you have to make within a match. It's not just one strategy throughout a match or one tempo. It's, if things are going well, I can blitz, I can do my thing. If they're not, let me be a little more patient. Ride the wave.
Yep, awareness of the situation.
Hard to do when you're in the moment, but that's what the great players do.
Love 5.
I do like the adjustment that Murphy Tonaro made with some Australian and I formation. Hasn't been
Yes.
terribly effective, but to me
At
the
least
next
it
step is staying back. Oh, Cooper with a great volley.
She's great in that scramble play. She did 2 or 3 of those now.
So here you want to see them hit 20 overheads at Molenveld.
Absolutely.
Again, that overhead just killed them right there. They survive it.
Yeah,
guess it
but
didn't kill
you
'em.
can't do that consistently. Oh, go away from her. She's hot right now. Get it away from her.
Do they not have an awareness that she's killing them?
She is on fire right now.
30.
Great athleticism.
Woo.
Oh, that ball was going over the fence that Cooper
5:30.
hit.
And when Cooper's playing this well, then Mullenfeld feels free and she can do her thing. So you can see her swinging a little bit better as now. So it's
Yeah,
a
that was the
twofold
first-
thing. The more you have Cooper playing well, Mullenfeld's going to play better. So you really have to keep it away from Cooper.
Spot on. 30-15.
Smart leaving it for her partner. It was going to be a tough volley.
Now, why are they hitting the ball into that corner? Cooper misses that one, but you're just playing with
30
fire right
all.
now.
And it can be very tempting when you have good overheads, like I can see Tanaru does, to you know, the more attacking way is definitely the ad court for right-handed players, and it feels more. But if some players just that explosive right now, you've got to go for your more unnatural overheads to the deuce side.
Catches the nick there. They got a
40,
Okay, can
30.
we get in a little bit?
Cooper's hit that forehand down the line so many times. Let's see if Murphy's ready for it. I think, you know, she's over there in the right position. Oh, tomorrow falls.
Deuce.
But that's the cumulative pressure.
Yep.
Misses that blitz. Okay, the match is done on court 2.
Add
So
in.
this will be our last match until the semifinals. Another game point for Murphy Tonaro. Here they're going I formation, which just suits Cooper's forehand so well.
I would love to see them serve our wide to her backhand in I. That backhand down the line is such an unnatural shot.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to play I formation, I think you really need to serve out there. Serving down the middle when you're playing the I is just perfect for her forehand. That's where she wants to hit the ball. That time she went cross court regardless.
Oh, there she came over. Wow! She's on fire right now. What a move. There they weren't. They were keeping away from her, but she just has so much confidence right now. She's reaching across, taking forehands on the due side of the court. It's beautiful play. There's a good serve. I like that.
Yeah, serve was good. She's got to make that volley.
Cooper, Molenwald. Set score is 4.
There's one of those momentum games. They had game points if they were able to do it, and it's 3-1. All of a sudden, people start thinking more love is a little bit harder of a train to catch. It's those big points that make or break a match.
That's 9 consecutive games. That was the first one that they had a game point in. That Murphy-Ternaro had a game point in. And you see, conversely, Cooper-Molenveld pounding the ball into Murphy's corner, knowing that she's not going to hurt them, staying away from Ternaro.
I would love that side. We want to see Ternaro and Murphy play. Good return.
That forehand down the line. That's the ball that she beats Molenveld there with, that Cooper's beaten her with so many times.
Especially when you're getting served into your body, it's such a great angle to go.
Cooper's playing like this. You know, the train is steamrolling. They should have been playing back. Just too many risks they were taking. At least that's what Kerry Delmonico would have done.
The strategic master.
Just can't afford to miss lobs like that.
Yeah, tough place to be now. A lot of times these corrections against good teams happen in hindsight. It's so hard to do it on the fly, but then you go watch back the tape next time you play them. These things feel okay.
So much of it comes down to situational awareness. When things are going poorly, that's when you gotta play slowly. You can't press them.
And that's where you say new partners, right? If you've been playing with a partner for a while, at changeover, you can have these little conversations. You know emotionally where each other are. But a new partner, not sure how they're going to respond to, you know, the different encouragements, the different strategies or chatting. It's a whole different dynamic.
Alice Ternaro just tried to drive is maybe a 50-50 ball when she's playing well. Maybe it was a 60-40 ball. But that's the ball she's got to lob at that point in the match.
I do agree. Can't argue with that.
They watch the match. They learn from it. They get better.
Absolutely. And as I was saying, that's so much of when you're playing against these teams is learning in hindsight. It's so hard to do on the fly. But then next time you play them, you're like, oh, that's what we should have done. And you make those little adjustments because they're definitely not out of order here.
Okay, and here we have them staying back. That's great play from Ternaro, but
yeah,
Molenveld's got the answer.
Yeah, they survived it, but now you be patient and you wait again. Good moving.
That dangerous overhead to Cooper.
Great point. They're not going away just yet. I like it.
5-love.
And that's where all that little offense is you got to think of like a jab in boxing. If they survive it, you just have to wait for your opportunity to go again. It's not a knockout punch ever.
Great volley there from
5 all.
Cooper. So Caravaggio and Prop are through 3 and 3. Morgan Secor up 5-1 first set. And Gia Williamson won 11-1, or 1 and love.
Have we had any upsets today yet, Mark?
Only if you're upset that it rained early, Mark. Other than that, no.
It allowed me to sleep in a little bit. I was thrilled. I like them hanging back a little bit. They're not closing the net quite as much. See how easy the movement becomes then?
And again, the overheads are so much smarter here, where they're just no reason to go away from Murphy. She's not hurting him, so keep the ball over there. Now she makes that for him, but that was from awfully deep in the court. I don't know if it's a repeatable offense, but again, they're in the points.
Absolutely, and it's not that someone's never going to be able to beat you. It's just you want them to have a tough time consistently doing it. They'll hit shots that beat you, but you're trying to pick the strategy that someone is going to be, it's going to be their riskiest strategy, or it's going to be their least likely way of winning points. Good lobs.
Alice Tenaro was actually originally entered in this tournament with the Roxanica, a fellow Romanian.
Woo! Is that going to be a team we see in the future?
I don't know. We'll see.
That would be a lot of firepower.
As opposed to every other team that Anika plays on. You know,
explosive
firepower.
Good solid point here by Murphy and Tanaru. Said waiting for. I don't think that was a bad shot though. She made them play a tough
30,
one. If momentum wasn't going their way and they weren't making a bunch of those, then you can lob it. But I think that's a good shot.
Yeah, I thought that was a good swing by Tenaro. Molenveld just completely shanked the volley for the win. Okay, this is match point. Interesting, so much time spent blocking by Molenveld and Cooper. So far ahead in the match.
Good partnership. Enjoy talking to one another.
They are close friends.
That for sure always helps. Just completely icing Tanaru. Such a good play. They go there when they're in control. Ooh.
And there it is, game, set, match. Cooper Molenveld, 6-3, 6-love. So 11 consecutive games to close the match. Mark, any closing thoughts on the match?
Yeah, I think it was a great match. A lot of explosion on both sides of the court. Cooper played unreal. Molenveld came to life as well. I think Tanaru and Murphy are a tough team. They just have to learn to ride that momentum. They started off so well, and then you have to let that pressure sort of fester on the other team. They're the #1 seed. They feel a bit of pressure. So let it soak in there, especially when you start missing. I think they started to slow it down a little bit too late, and I'm sure if they go back and watch the tape, they'll see, okay, we should have kept it away from Cooper. She was unreal.
Good comments. Fusion Sports is your source for high-end custom apparel. Fusion offers pro shop management, tournament favors, corporate branded gear, and youth sports. Fusion is the official apparel and favor supplier of the APTA. Okay, Mark, it was fun doing that match with you. We're going to be back at 1 p.m. approximately. We'll try and get that time up definitively on the stream with the women's semis.
Always a pleasure, Mark, the voice official.
And we'll be back later.